Hi friends, welcome. My name is Michelle, if we don't know each other. This practice is a reset button. The idea is to bring you from a reactive or tense or overly analytical state, to bring your awareness down into your body, into the present, and into the stillness, the connection at the core, right? Beneath the turbulent surface. So that's what we're up to. A moment to tune in, a gentle flow, kind of a getting the kinks out. And then we'll move toward a little more stillness, restorative postures, and a meditation or a long shavasana to close. So nothing special required for this practice, though I always like to have something to sit on for meditation. So if you're going to be joining me in a seated posture or lying down, anything that you need to support yourself will be helpful. We begin in a seat. Any supported seat, could even be in a chair for now. Just taking a moment to arrive. You may find it helpful to bring your attention to your breath, your breathing. First, just to notice what's happening there, the quality of your breath. If it's not comfortable to focus on your breath, you might start scanning through your body, just to check in. And whatever your focus is in this moment, find a space within you that feels easeful. Maybe it's the part of your body that is most supported by the floor or the chair underneath you. And if you can't quite pinpoint a spot, let it be an open question, but a foregone conclusion. Trust that there is ease within you. Be on the lookout for it in this practice. We'll begin with a moment of resonance, the simple, powerful sound of Om together. I find it really helpful to bring attention into the body if I bring a hand or both onto the heart space, the rib cage, where the voice resounds the most. From here, find a full body breath in, fill up, expand. And then an easy exhale. And toward the sound of Om, that same breath in. Once more, breath in. Let that resonance, that physical awareness of breath in your body. Let that stay with you. As you breathe a little bigger toward movement, any stretches, rolling around, whatever you need in this moment, whatever's calling to you. And also if you want to change your seat, you won't be seated much longer, but feel free to do that. Find again your sitting bones rooted, supported, and then reach up from there, your fingertips toward the sky. Press down and reach up at the same time. Take up space, let your spine get long. And then with an exhale, let your right hand fall down to the right. Let your left ribs keep rolling back so that you're opening to the sky as you're bending to the right. Root through your left hip, reach through your left fingers. And then like a cat spine, start to round as you reach your left arm across to the right and then forward just a bit, coming back to center. To sit tall again and again, reach tall. Press down into your seat, reach up into the sky, expand. Use an exhale to tilt to the left. Now your left hand down. Rolling your right ribs back, your right shoulder back, reach long as you can, stay rooted. And use an exhale to round your spine, reach across to the left, and then down in front of you to restack your spine. And moving toward a tabletop shape, but if you would like to take some of this spinal movement seated, sometimes it feels good to start here and then expand toward the tabletop shape. So feel free to do that. Find that little expansion of the front line of your body forward, expansion of the back line of your body back. And this sense that you could move at the natural pace, with the natural pace of your breath. And in fact, as we arrive in that tabletop shape, I want to kind of keep the forward and back. So as you find this cow spine, drawing your tail back and up, draw it back toward your heels. And as you lift your belly into the cat spine, round forward. Again, inhale, draw back through your tail toward your heels, a little hug through your arm bones. And exhale, wave forward. Tuck your toes as you draw your hips back, lift them up, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Lift your hips, wave forward, like halfway or almost to plank, and then bend your knees. And again, lift your hips back and up. Exhale, wave forward. And if this isn't feeling good today, you could find the same waves that we did on your, with your knees on the earth. Yeah, rolling back and forward. But as you're ready, in this wave, that's really just working out the kinks, yeah. Use an exhale to step your right foot forward and bring your back knee down. Press through your right foot to reach your fingers tall, and it's the same feeling as it was seated. Press down into the earth, reach up into the sky. And then let your right hand come toward your right thigh, lean to the right. Press down into the earth, reach through your left side. And then with an exhale, again, reach across and then down, both hands to the earth. Tuck your toes behind you to help send your weight forward and step forward, fold, Uttanasana. Hang here a moment. Shake things out if you need to. Find your feet steady on the earth. Press down and use an inhale to lengthen your spine, Ardha Uttanasana, a halfway lift, and then an exhale to fold back down. Press through your feet, come all the way to stand, Urdhva Hastasana, reach up and out, same, root down and reach up. And with your exhale, pour forward again, Uttanasana. Once more, inhale to lengthen. Exhale, fold. Rise to stand, reach tall. Exhale, pour forward, fold. Shift your weight left and then step your right toes back, bringing your back knee down. Push down through your left foot to reach, arms to the sky, Anjaneyasana. Left hand toward your left thigh. Reach up and over to the left. Keep pressing down through your left foot and even through your left hand as you reach over. A big breath along your right side. And then as you exhale, again, bring both hands down to the earth. This time, as you tuck your toes, lift your hips and step back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Full breath in, breath out. Soften your knees, let your hips draw way back. Lift up and wave forward toward plank. Bend your knees, draw back. This time it's your left foot that will step forward. Lift your hips, step forward. Back knee down. Again, press through your left foot, reach up. Exhale, left hand to left thigh, reach over to the left. Breath in long through your right side. This time, as both your hands come down to the earth, draw your hips back. Ardha Hanumanasana, this sort of half split shape. Use your inhale, draw back through your hips, forward through your crown. Use your exhale to soften a bit, any amount. Inhale, rebend your knee, bring yourself forward. To step forward once again, Uttanasana. Take a breath to be here. Inhale to lengthen your spine, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. Rise all the way to stand, inhale. Exhale, pour forward. Again, inhale to lengthen. Exhale, fold. Rise to stand. We'll pause here this time. Again, root through both feet, reach through your fingertips. And then draw your hands down through heart center. Press your palms into one another. Feel yourself. Just as when you press down through your feet, you reach up through the crown. When you press in through your palms, feel space within your rib cage, especially at the back of your heart between your shoulder blades. Find a big breath in. And breath out. Breath in, fill up all the way down to your feet. Breath out. Press down through your feet, reach up to the sky. Again, inhale. Exhale, pour forward, fold. Shifting your weight right, step your left toes back, your knee down. Press through your right foot to rise, Anjaneyasana. Right hand to your right thigh, lift up and over to the left. Breath all along your left side, let it expand. And then as you return both hands to the earth, draw back through your hips, extending your right leg any amount. It doesn't have to straighten all the way. Breath in to lengthen your spine, open up. Breath out to soften here, any amount. Inhale, walks your hands forward. Bring both hands inside your right foot. Let your hips sink a little bit extra, giving yourself a little extra space. Almost like, imagine upward facing dog in your upper body. So press down through your hands, broaden your arm bones, your collarbones, and pull your heart forward. You might feel a little extra stretch in your right hip. Find a breath in. And then again, as you exhale, draw back through your hips to extend your leg. But this time, both of your hands are inside your right leg, so it's just a little bit different. A breath in. And a breath out. Draw forward. Again, plant your hands. And your choice just to come back toward a tabletop shape, or if you're craving one more, downward facing dog. In either case, where you are, press into the earth through your hands. Feel that little hug in through your arm bones so there's spaciousness to breathe. Full body breath in. And if you're not already there, bend your knees and place them gently to the earth, a tabletop shape. Keeping your hips stacked right over your knees, begin to walk your hands forward. Maybe just a little paw print, softening your elbows. Maybe you're bringing your elbows all the way down to the earth. In either case, in contrast to that sense of pressing into your hands and expanding the heart space at the back, now soften the heart space to melt down between your shoulders toward the earth. So that space between your shoulder blades kind of hollows out on a Hatha Asana, this melting heart pose. Let your forehead rest on the earth or on a block if necessary, if possible. We'll come back to this shape again, but for now, just give it 2 more breaths. We're starting to slow it down. Bring a little engagement to your belly to support you as you press down through your hands and walk them back in for that tabletop shape. Stay in the tabletop, but tuck your toes behind you. Press through your hands and try to hover your knees just a tiny bit off the earth, a centimeter or 2. And then swing your knees over to the left. Let your right knee touch down and bring your right hip down to the earth as well. So you have kind of this like little mermaid pose. Your hands are still rooted as they would be in downward facing dog, but your legs are perpendicular to your hands. Press down into the earth. You can even walk your hands a little bit closer to you if you like. Press down into the earth through your hands and through your right hip. Lengthen through your spine. It's a bit of a twist, and you're reaching your crown, your heart up toward the ceiling. Breath in along the right side. Breath out along the left side. Like just imagine there's just as much space there as there is on the right. Breath in. Breath out. Walk your hands forward if you walked them back to give yourself space. And then separate your knees so that you have this sort of pinwheel shape. Your left knee coming into your right foot. You can pause here a moment, especially if you found something interesting, right? And you want to fold into that, feel free. Or as you're ready, walk your hands in, turn to face this right shin, and begin to fold over your right leg. Again, you can bring a block under your hands or under your elbows or under your forehead, anywhere you need it. Also, you can kind of move the flesh, move your clothes, move whatever you need to out of your way as you settle in here. This is a really nice alternative to half pigeon pose. If you're in a practice and that half pigeon is coming up and it's not feeling great today, this is a really good alternative to that. But also if you in this moment are really warm and feeling like you want to find that half pigeon, that's fine too. We got about 5 more breaths here. Get a little heavier through both hips, both sides of your pelvis. And And a little heavier through the heart space. Maybe you bring your elbows a little wider. These last couple breaths, find something to soften. And when you're ready, walk your hands back in. Bring your spine back up toward the ceiling. And then a little bit tricky transition, but just to free this back leg, bring both hands to the earth. Keep your right shin on the earth, but just lift your hip so that your left leg can extend behind you, and you can adjust the right leg as you need to. And then bring your left knee behind the right knee. So you're just kind of crisscrossing a tabletop. Root your hands. And then, like we did with the cow and cat before, draw your hips back toward your heels, toward in between your heels, and then bring yourself forward again. And just kind of you're being curious, what's happening in your body? Where is there some tension? Where is there some space? And you can make this a little more circular if you like. If you're still feeling like you really are wanting movement, you can keep this going. Or you can start to walk your hands back. And maybe you pause in that sort of twisted up child's pose, right? Just reaching your hips back. Maybe you bring some support, some pillows under your hips. Or you can walk your hips back to sit in between your feet. And the whole task of this pose is to stop. To stop working, to stop forcing and pushing and holding together, and just allow yourself to be here. In whatever version of this shape you're in. And this is kind of half of Gomukhasana. Just allowing yourself to soften for a couple more breaths. Always free to support yourself with your hands behind you, if that's helpful, but release as much as you can in your hips, your thighs, your glutes. The fun part is getting back out. Yeah, so you may find it easy to just walk yourself forward onto hands and knees, the reverse of how we got here. If that seems impossible, you can also lean back, unwind your legs, and just find your way back to tabletop, yeah? That's where we are. We're finding our way here. Our last side of our lungy posture. Yeah, you'll bring your left foot to the outside of your left hand. Remember, we did this on the right. It feels like so long ago already. Let your hips settle. But at the same time, feel the length of your spine. You're still pulling through your heart, through your collarbones, extending as long as you can be. No hurry, but use an exhale to draw back through your hips, extending your left leg. Both hands are inside your left leg. Feel breath on all sides. Release whatever you can. And then as you're ready, you'll lunge forward again. And then bring your left leg back next to the right, tabletop shape. Press through your hands, tuck your toes to hover your knees any amount. And just to slide your knees over to the left and your left hip down to the earth. Again, free to walk your hands in a little bit if you need or if you like. But press down into the earth through this left side and up through your crown. There's like a spiraling, twisting extension that's happening. And then begin to walk your hands forward if you walked them back. A moment to pause here. Again, free to walk your hands forward a lot and bring your elbows down if you're finding something interesting right here. A breath or two. And then walking your hands back in, separate your knees. Bringing your left knee forward a bit so that now your right thigh kind of tucks into the bottom of your left foot. And again, you could fold forward in the same way, but eventually we're moving toward this sort of alternative to Ardha Kapotasana, leaning right over your left shin and trying to keep this left butt cheek rooted as much as you can. At least let it be heavy. And again, if you're feeling really warm and flexy and you want to extend that right leg behind you, you can. But in any case, we're seeking release. Yeah, so letting go of the effort, the strain, the struggle. Looking to find and even expand that sense of ease within us. Sink your heart toward the earth, which maybe requires bringing your shoulders a bit wider or your elbows a bit wider. Again, free to support any part of you with blocks or pillows. It's honestly really intuitive, the adjustments here. If you feel like, oh, I just wish I'd had support in this place, you're probably right. Yeah, like you don't need me to tell you where to put the blocks and pillows. But I will try from time to time. As you're ready, walk your hands back in. Again, just to free this leg behind you. Keep your left shin on the ground. Lean into your hands to free that right leg behind you and adjust as you need to. And feel free to wave it around a bit too. But then tuck your right knee behind the left. You might bring your feet a little bit wider. And start with this forward and back. Or even circular motion. And you could stay with that, right? Stay with the motion or the version that feels good to you. You could just stay here, drawing your hips back a bit, bringing your elbows down, or again, bringing blocks, or you could also kind of lean on a low chair, right? Bring your elbows onto a chair or the edge of the couch. And or walk your hips back to sit toward the earth in between your feet. And for me, it can be helpful to sort of do the opposite scan as before, rather than looking for ease, I sort of look for where there's tension, where is there effort. Like often it's my legs trying to hold me up. And wherever there is that effort, I'm going to offer a softening to that space. For you, it might be more effective to, again, find the place of ease and let that place sort of spill over. Share ease with your whole being. Check in with breath here. Allow it to move freely as you can. Again, option to support yourself with fingertips behind you. Always the option to bring a pillow or a block between your knees if you need support there. But it's just a few more breaths here. And you can sort of unwind how you prefer, but we're coming down to the earth this time. So you'll unwind and bring your feet in front of you. Keep your knees bent for the start as you roll down onto the earth. Draw your knees in toward your chest. Feel free to find a rocking or, sort of circling one hip and then the other. Eventually, hold on to your right leg. Extend your left leg along. You can be holding any part of your right leg, wherever you can reach. Give it a moment of energy out through your left heel. Like really lengthen your left side. And then keep that as you guide your right thigh over to the left. So there's still this length on the left side even though you're laying on it. And then begin to send your right arm out to the right, maybe your eyes out to the right. Imagine your right hip sinking down in the opposite direction of your right shoulder, so that this right side body also gets long and spacious. And here too, maybe it's counterintuitive, but don't force a twist to feel more. Instead, release all the holding effort to release more. And maybe to feel more too. In the next breath or two, you'll come back through center. Again, hugging both knees in. Give them any movement that feels right to you. And then keep your left knee, but extend your right leg long. You can hold any part of your left leg or don't hold it if it'll stay up on its own. But take that moment of extension through your right side. Press a bit forward through your right heel. Extend through your crown in the opposite direction. Then keep that space open as you roll your left thigh over to the right. And again, there's this sense, sometimes I imagine or even just do it for myself, like if you bring your right hand to like your left hip crease, and just encourage that left hip to move in the opposite direction of your left shoulder. And then release the effort, but keep that sense of space. And again, allow breath to move freely. Soften whatever you can. And then come back through center when you're ready. I really wish in some ways that I wasn't wearing a specific microphone right now, because my dog was on the couch and she just started snoring. She's really gotten into the vibe of where we are. We're heading towards stillness, toward release. So give yourself any last shape or support that you need before you can be still. So maybe you're moving toward Shavasana, maybe you're moving toward a supported seat. You could bring your legs up onto the wall, whatever you need. Again, I'll give you some guidance at the beginning to sort of ease into this state of yoga, this state of connection and ease. So whether you're seated or lying down, notice again the parts of you that are supported, the parts of you that are easeful, remind yourself that that is your natural way of being. And that at the center there is this place within you a place of knowing. A place that's unbothered, unwounded, unbroken. A place where you remember that you are connected, that we are interconnected, and that tether, rather than holding you back, gives support for free movement. Even if you can't remember it all the time, even if you can't believe it all the time, you are connected and supported. You are divine and free and whole. As is every other being. And though our work in this lifetime bring their external reality to match this internal reality of freedom. It helps to know that some part of you, some part of each of us is already there. So allow yourself to rest in this place of freedom, of oneness, of hope. Begin to notice again that you're breathing. And that breath continues even when we don't remember it. Just as the oneness, the connection, the freedom within you continues even when we don't remember it. I invite you once more to join me in the sound of Om, this universal sound of the beginning of everything and the end of everything and the now in between. This moment may mark the end of this practice for you, or it may be an interlude when you may stay in meditation or in a restful posture a bit longer. It will be the end of our time together. I'll invite you again, if it's comfortable, to bring one hand or both to the heart space, a place of brightest resonance, and find a full breath in, an easeful breath out, and toward Om, a breath in. With this resonance, I honor you. I wish you peace for you, for me, for all beings. Be well. Be good to each other. See you soon. Hey, me again. Quick reminder that you can support what we're up to on this channel really easily by liking this video, subscribing to our channel if you haven't already. Then leave a comment. Let us know what we can do to support you in your practice. That's kind of what we're here for. In the meantime, be well. See you soon.